Yeah, that's right. That's right. So, what topics are we talking about? It's kind of weird to start drawing curves.
Stop. Yeah.
No. No. I don't think. I mean, I don't think.
Don't admit to not thinking.
I don't think.
Welcome to the Rice and Beans
Don't look at it.
show.
Don't
We're
look at
starting
it.
right now.
Don't.
Listen, did you ever hear the story about Tom Cruise and the people that worked at his house?
No.
Tom Cruise and Sylvester Stallone. It's like high upper echelon billionaire type actors and their weird Scientology. They're like the help.
Yeah.
That work at the house. They're not allowed to make eye contact with them. Yeah.
That's weird.
What?
It's super weird. Yeah. People get fired. Sylvester Stallone fired somebody because he made eye contact. The person that cleaned the
Dude,
the
I'm
house.
looking.
That's
I'm looking this
weird.
up.
That
Yeah,
is
I think it's
weird.
Sylvester Stallone or Tom Cruise. Something
Tom
like
Cruise
that.
definitely did.
Oh.
It just seems like the
Was
guy
that
to do
with
that.
it with Katie? Was there Holmes or what is this?
I think it's Holmes, but
From
like,
Batman.
Like the thing is, I don't know for a fact, but just everything I know about Tom Cruise tells me he did it. Right?
Right.
That's pretty much it.
You know what though? Nobody runs better in movies.
It's Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise, dude, he puts 100% effort.
Have you seen Steven Seagal run? That's a solid number 2, man.
That's a solid number 2 as in poop. He runs ridiculous.
Michael
It's
Beach.
like he's lost all feeling in his limbs. He's like, how did you run like that? How do you go that long in martial arts and not know how to run? Do they not do warm-ups in Aikido or Hapkido, whatever it
I don't
is
think
he does?
he just ran in general. He was just like the purple belt who never goes to the
To the warm-ups, he shows up late and just does technique.
yeah.
Yeah, shows up just for the roles.
Have you seen the Creed 2? I don't remember which one it was, but Michael B. Jordan, his running, his head is straight. It's like perfect running.
Perfect form.
It was like insanely
That's
perfect.
awesome. He must be part Kenyan.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. If you look up how to run, and every time they're gonna bring up a Kenyan running a race, and they watch him in slow motion, and they have no head bob, no movement at all. They're just like robots.
Yeah.
Perfect gait, feet landing perfect on the floor,
Yeah.
hinging at the hip, slightly bent forward at the ankle, lean,
Yeah.
gravitational pull.
Impressive.
Impressive, yeah.
Yeah.
They're good at what they do.
So
They are good at what they do. Speaking of good at what they do, somebody won the Olympics, and it wasn't you, Eli. Who was it?
I mean, yeah, it was Lydia Jacoby.
Yeah. Isn't that... Oh, I'm thinking The Rock when he would call people a big jabroni. But I'm sure she's never heard that. Maybe.
I mean,
You big Jacoby. You think, yeah.
no, if someone's last name was Jacoby, I would be tempted to call him that. I wouldn't.
I think I know
but I
somebody
would think
named
about
Jacoby.
it.
You do. I think sister swam against her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is Isaac Chavarius, my son.
Yeah.
And his sister is also an amazing swimmer.
Well, let's just mention this to just so that our listeners will know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lydia Jacoby, she recently won the gold, right, in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. And yeah, she's actually from Alaska, Seward, Alaska. And I overheard you talking when you were talking with someone else, and yeah, they were mentioning how insane it is that they're from Seward and that no one, unless they're from Alaska, understands what that actually means.
I was talking to
Sasha.
Sasha Svinkowski Coleman. All right, Sasha Svinkowski, shout out. What up, girl? Second strongest woman in the nation. Okay,
That's what she's ranked.
I'm pretty sure in my book. So she lifts up a lot of weight.
Dang.
And 500 plus pounds deadlifting. All right, so she says, "Do you know how important that is?" She's like, nobody realizes out of our Alaska's a big state, but it's a small state in population and resources, like internet and stuff. So she's like, Seward, out of all towns, right?
Yeah.
Seward doesn't put out the best athletes, okay? Besides marathon runners.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then here's this kid, 17 years old, Lydia, the big Jacoby, gets gold in the Olympics, her first go.
I just look over and he's looked
No,
up Ronnie Coleman.
No, I looked up Sasha Coleman. I wanted to see how much she actually lifted, and she was a big ripped black dude. I'm like, this can't be right.
I like how my son. He knows who Ronnie Coleman is,
Yeah.
and you didn't. You recognized him as big black dude,
I mean, like,
and Isaac's like Ronnie Coleman.
Ronnie
yeah,
Coleman.
I've seen him on the Joe Rogan podcast, but like that's all I know about him, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just like a weightlifting guy.
Oh, he was
no
the guy.
bodybuilder. Yeah.
Bodybuilder, weightlifting guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's like an 8-time.
Dude, he was the man. His back. He was known for his back.
He was also a cop, right? Was that it?
Yeah, he was.
And so it was him and Dorian Yates going back and forth,
that's
man.
true.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, big guys. Nevertheless, Sasha was saying she's also a power lifter. She's a power lifter, not a bodybuilder. But she says Seward doesn't have an Olympic-sized swimming pool, so she would have to go to Anchorage to train.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's cool. But it's like when you start off of saying like Seward doesn't have an Olympic-sized swimming pool, I'm just thinking like she used the ocean, right? Or like she went to the Sea Life Center, right, with like the seals and stuff, and
Yeah,
she's
with-
like
With the sea lion. What's the sea lion's name? I forgot his name. It's like George.
He's a funny guy though. Like if you
Yeah.
go there, he's just sitting there looking at you from the corner of his eye, just
Did
like
you see-
judging you.
When's the last time you've been to the Sea Life
It's
Center?
been a while.
Okay, so you probably know the one that's there. You probably saw his dad.
Oh,
So
wow.
his dad got huge. He was like 1,200 pounds.
He was massive.
Yeah, and now this one, I don't know, George. I forget his name, but he's like 900 pounds. He's well on his way to break the record for well-fed, fatty animal,
Fatty animal.
fatty mammal.
And it's a. How old is it?
He's pretty young still. So his dad, the original one there, he was old. I think I'm pretty sure he passed away from old age.
Rest in peace, George.
Yeah. So he's a sea lion, and
Sad story.
he was so big when he would jump up that he had a pen that he would sleep in, and he'd jump up onto the bars because he'd get happy when it's time to eat.
Yeah.
And he knocked the bars came
Oh
off.
my
Dude.
Yeah, he met the exceeding max weight.
Oh my goodness.
For that, yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever been to like on an elevator and there were so many people you were scared that it exceeded like the max weight limit? And you're just like, am I gonna die here?
I always think that.
I never think that.
I always.
You guys are intelligent.
I'm not scared of it, but I always think like, what is the max? Like the max.
It
weight
usually
was-
says
Can
like
we reach it?
25
can we reach
tons or something like that. Not 25, like 2 tons or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know?
something crazy.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
What's his name? Eddie Hall is the first guy that what's a ton? Isn't it like 1,000 pounds or something?
I don't know. Metric ton is like 400 something pounds.
It's oh geez, sorry. Google's trying to autocorrect me to 1 time, not 1 ton. 1 ton.
That's 1 ton.
Oh, I just can't spell. That's the culprit. Oh, 2,000 pounds.
Is it?
That's what that
Never
says.
mind. Never mind.
1 U.S. ton is 2,000 pounds.
Never mind.
And what's a metric ton?
I thought Eddie Hall deadlifted 1 ton.
It's
But
2,204 pounds.
That was way off.
It was right there. It was just you were only 204 pounds off.
No, I said 400 pounds.
Oh. All right. So you know what? Huge congrats. Huge
Yeah.
congrats to Lady Jacoby
Yeah, definitely.
representing Alaska.
Gold Olympics.
Yeah.
We love to see that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So.
U.S. is doing good in the Olympics.
Oh yeah. Like
Yeah, I mean-
They're in third place right now.
like I really haven't been keeping up. So like, what's the
They-
Olympics
they-
been like?
So Olympics right now, they have, for USA, they have 41 medalists, and they have 14 gold medalists right now,
Uh huh.
and Japan has like 16 or 17 medalists right now, so they're in second, gold medalists, and then China has 19 gold medalists, so China's winning.
Communist China.
Yeah, China's winning right now.
Yeah.
Because of how many, but U.S. has the most medalists, like
Okay.
third, second, and first.
All around, yeah.
Like mixed together.
I
They have 41,
Mm-hmm.
and Japan is in second with 40. It's pretty close, but
Yeah.
they're going by like placing with the gold medals. So
When is Greece gonna be back on the map? Because it's their event, right?
Don't look at it. Yeah, that's a good point there. I'm trying to look. I'm trying to look up topics, and he's peeping over at all the weird stuff I'm looking up.
it's Peppa Pig.
Oh, Peppa Pig.
Communist.
Okay, Peppa Pig. I heard about that. You were gonna bring it up.
Yeah, because when I said communist China, I'm like, Peppa Pig's a communist.
What?
Look it up.
Yeah.
Well,
If
Well,
you
you brought
look
it up at home.
look up how tall Peppa Pig is.
she's like 5'11" or something, right?
No, she's 7 foot. She's like 7 foot tall. if you
No
look it up.
way.
Look it up on Google.
That's stupid. What?
Google says Peppa Pig is 7 foot tall.
Peppa Pig.
I'm just imagining her like staring Thanos in the eye, right? 7 feet and 1 inch tall.
It's stupid.
She's just looking at Thanos, right? You're going down.
Peppa Pig, the communist.
But yeah, so let's read an article about that because I would also like to know the full story about it. U.S. Children's Book Company has implied that children are being introduced to socialism by watching Peppa Pig in a bizarre new commercial. The Tuttle twins, in a series of books that assist freedom-loving parents. Okay, we didn't even know that. It seems a big part about being a mom these days is helping your kids unlearn the crazy ideas that they're exposed to in the world. Okay, no, never mind. This is talking about. Okay, this isn't actually talking about Peppa Pig. It's talking about a commercial that was coming at Peppa Pig for being communist, kind of.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So Peppa Pig, not communist?
We're still trying to figure that out. This is making me feel like it is the fact that they're not addressing Peppa, but you know,
Right.
going after the people going after Peppa, the pig.
Yeah.
She's like,
You got to start with the children,
You know-
and that's what they do.
mm-hmm.
Their goal and aim is youth, with everything evil.
Yeah.
Yep. Smoking is all targeted towards children.
Especially in Asia.
Is it?
Well, like everybody in Asia smokes.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like
I think
3-year-olds.
Asia Pacific, Thailand, and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm pretty proud about Lydia winning the Olympics.
But
U.S. is
Lydia.
on the map still,
Mm-hmm.
in contention, just 4 gold medals shy of tying and 5 of taking the lead. So
I don't know. You can look it up. Like the
the Olympics.
Olympics right now, Tokyo, 2021. I think it'll show what they're at right now.
So we got. Yeah, me neither.
all right. Well, anyways, as I was saying, when's Greece going to get back on the map?
Oh yeah, this is their thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Olympics,
Oh.
Olympia.
So we got China at 20 gold, Japan at 17, US 16. What's ROC stand for? Anyway, and
That's Germany.
that's not.
No, not Germany.
I don't think that's Germany.
No, it's
But in Australia is at 10.
what's that map?
It's not a map. It's the symbol. Oh, what? That's like the Olympic symbol. Like the Olympics actually have a team, like the Olympic organization. Is that what I'm seeing?
What's the white, blue, and red flag?
Russia?
That's what it is. Russia.
Or is it France?
I don't know.
No, it looks
I
like
don't know.
this. That and that looks like the Olympic symbol, isn't it?
But I saw I saw a picture of this guy.
yeah, and that's at number 4.
I don't know.
All right.
Yeah. This is why we need like the person like sitting there with like
Doing the
looking
research.
doing
Okay.
the research. Oh, it is Russia. Okay.
Okay. Good.
The Russia Olympic
Yeah.
Committee.
I thought
Yeah.
Russia was banned though.
This is the committee. This isn't Russia.
Oh.
Yeah. Wink, wink. Nudge,
Wait,
nudge.
way to find a loophole, Russia. Nice.
It's like, yeah, this is our secretary. Just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
covered in guns.
Yeah.
You know? like muscle guns
Muscle guns.
and real ones. Anyway.
Maybe.
So yeah, so those were the rankings. Yeah, U.S. actually isn't doing too bad as bad as I thought we might do. But yeah, in silver we got 17. So we're actually smoking everyone in silver. Not sure if that's a good thing or not, but
No.
he's like,
Nobody remembers
It's
silver
not.
medalists.
We're 2 ahead in medalists.
Yeah.
45 now.
So,
Go U.S.
yeah. We want the U.S. to win because we're from the U.S. And the whole thing with the soccer team taking a knee and losing 3-0 to Sweden or somebody, Norway, it's like stupid. And then for our national team that represents America
Yeah.
takes a knee.
Well, that just like tells me about like ideological, pretty much madness. You know what I mean? Just like what on earth like propaganda were you fed? You know what I mean? To make you just like do that to your country, because like I'm not sure if people understand how like disrespectful it is.
Yeah.
Right, and just how pretty much ungrateful it is. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just
I
to
thought
your
it
country in
started
general.
out. It started out for like police brutality.
Yeah.
and it's like, why is it in the Olympics? Why is
Well,
it in anything? Honestly,
yeah.
taking a knee to the national
Well,
anthem
and even with
has nothing to do with police
even the thing
or
with
brutality.
like the thing with police brutality, no, not necessarily that, but like how people want to take a stand against the things that matter to them, right? I always felt for the longest time everyone's been going about it maybe just a little bit of the wrong way. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of like taking the knee. It's like I guess I could see like how it's like inspiring, makes people want to do it. But then what? What's the next step? There are a lot of times there isn't a next step, and it leads to things like they're in the Olympics doing that. It's like how is that helping anyone at all?
Right.
Right.
I think. Okay. So we have a friend, Chili.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he's put together this timeline of intricate detail of police brutality and laws being formed and changed over the timeline of the United States, pretty much, and how institutionalized racism is been in effect forever and is still in effect, and so he's like very passionate about that. And so I know that this started out as that, like, but it's taking a whole other form.
Yeah.
Now. It's like
well-
there is. It's what are they looking to accomplish?
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
and honestly, it's like a lot of these things start with like a very small, concentrated group of people who are like dedicated to it, right? Who had a passion for it. And when it grows bigger, it always, I don't want to say it gets corporatized, but it's like you add more and more people who have more and more agendas of their own, sub-agendas, and it just gets
dude,
out of control.
it's out of
And
control.
then, and even with that, it's like, let's pretend that like this whole thing with the taking a knee at the Olympics is an outlier, right? Like, let's say no one else is doing it except the women's soccer team. Now the whole group is labeled as doing that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But in reality, you have plenty of people doing that and plenty of people doing their own thing, and it's just kind of like,
well, also you have white people calling other white people white supremacists, and they're like,
yeah.
I don't get what's happening. There's like so much confusion. They're just like, this is white people. All of a sudden now they're like a part of black culture just because they've become
Yeah.
culturally appropriated,
Right, like
because that's
they're-
okay now.
Like they're trying to defend them or something
yeah,
like that.
like, yeah.
Is it-
Now,
yeah.
so if they're on this agenda, then they can talk bad about white people, and it's just like, what even is white anymore?
Yeah.
What even is black? You know, it's just I'm not going to break out into a Michael Jackson song, but the deal is like if people start doing the DNA test, even black people, they'll find out, holy moly, I'm more like have blood from India, or I have more blood from
Yeah.
you know, some other European blood or Mongolian blood or Native American blood. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, dude, it's out of control, and I think people just need to keep aiming towards being positive, voting local. And voting local on their own local laws, and voting for what they feel is best.
Yeah,
And-
so like stuff like that makes sense because it's like an actual practical step to make a change. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like supporting your local like people you want in power pretty much and whatnot. I'm sure there's more stuff you can do. I haven't looked all
Well,
into
they
it.
start arguing, and then they get it. They don't have.
Oh, yeah.
They have nothing to argue
Well-
with, no weapons, so they go right into character assassination.
Yeah.
and they just start
Well-
automatically calling people names and
Yeah.
degrading not only the person, then their heritage, then their culture, and then it goes
Yeah.
on and on and on, and it's just like I don't know what we're arguing about. It's like police brutality, you idiot.
Well, yeah, it really is. It becomes almost like a pride game where they just want to win,
Yeah.
and it's like when you want to win, no one actually wins in that kind of argument. You know what I mean?
In that kind of argument,
Yeah.
not ping pong. So, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right.
TJ Dillashaw.
TJ Dillashaw, not yet, but we'll get to it. And we're gonna transition into it. Thank you, son. There's the Olympics, and there was a question asked to Chael Sonnen: if and
Oh.
when will there be or ever be
Like
You know what?
MMA.
MMA in the Olympics?
All right.
That's-
Can
that
I
actually
start
sounds-
this off?
Yeah,
Yes.
go ahead.
All right. Never.
Never.
Okay.
Okay.
So.
Because I have a good argument
All right. So.
that says too late. It's already been in the Olympics and may come back.
Ooh. Actually, I think I know where you're going, and I like it. But so what I'm pretty much saying is like right now in MMA, they still haven't figured out some major problems that are not going to let it go forward. Right? I'm not saying they'll never be solved, but like for example, like even the simple rule sets, right? And the thing is, it's just like like refs making mistakes and whatnot, and judges making mistakes, and you can't correct it, and someone's career is like permanently ruined because of that. I mean, I'm not trying to go straight into the Sandhagen Dillashaw fight, but like there's close fights all the time, and there's even some fights that when you look at it in hindsight, you're like, yeah, the other guy actually won, and there's nothing you can do about it. You know what I mean? And even some of the rule sets are kind of questionable, and too much shenanigans like that is kind of annoying. And another thing is, I feel like that like MMA doesn't have to be in the Olympics. You know what I mean? Like it would be great, it'd be awesome, it'd be a huge honor, worldwide stage. But if anything, I think they should just make their own kind of Olympics. Like literally take the 4 major promotions and have them all fight each other. Have UFC, Bellator, ONE FC, and throw a fourth one in there, right? Have all 4 of them
That would be the literal
fight in a
ultimate.
mega tournament, and their champions actually like are the ones who fight in the tournament. And if they can't fight, an interim champion is brought up as the backup. So then the belts are worth so much more. Everyone wants to be a champion, so they could beat all the other champions and become the ultimate champion. Anyway, so yeah, I think MMA is just so unique, so diverse that they shouldn't necessarily fit in the box of Olympics. But if they do, I'll be really happy because it's a great opportunity.
All right. First off, the rule set.
Yeah.
The rule set would be set for amateur MMA. It wouldn't be set for professional MMA. So with that rule set would be they would go in and fight. They'd have shin guards. They'd have poofy gloves.
Nice.
They'd have not full 4-ounce gloves. You know, they'd be like 9-ounce poofy gloves. And they'd have headgear on, just like boxing in the Olympics, and just like Taekwondo, right? Judo doesn't have any headgear or anything like that because there's no striking. Secondly, the rule set would be, it's simple. No elbows, no knees on the ground. Everything else goes.
For
And-
MMA.
For MMA, amateur MMA. Because there's amateur MMA. And then and the Olympics is amateur sports. Secondly, it's not pro, so it wouldn't be like a mixture of a bunch of the productions. You know, LFA, Bellator, UFC, Pride, ONE. Pride's even gone. ONE Championship. You know, it wouldn't be like none of those all mixed together. Those are companies, man. That's like Walmart, Fred Meyer's, Safeway. Those are professional businesses, and they're productions, and they're owned by people. You know, that write checks to the fighters that are employees. You know, and so that will never happen. That's an anime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a dream right there. That
Uh-huh.
so that would be like NFL versus Canadian football, right? And just
I mean,
different countries or different.
Yeah. I see what you mean by it's a dream because like the whole negotiations will probably be a complete nightmare and will fall apart immediately.
Yeah, because
but
all of them want to make the most amount of money, and they're
Right.
businessmen. They don't want to share nothing. They're not looking for the best athlete or fighter. They're looking for the largest amount of money.
Yeah.
They don't
I'm
care
sure-
who's the best fighter.
like I'm sure if we think it through, there's probably a way that they could get what they want also. I mean, obviously, if there was something like an MMA Olympics, you know it's going to make money, right?
Right.
And I guess the only issue is making sure whoever loses the fights, like somehow their stock doesn't necessarily go down because it's like UFC is pretty much considered universally the best talent pretty much go there more or less, right?
Yeah.
So then let's say they beat everyone every single year. Why would the other organizations actually join just so their champions could take an L and their stock go down? You know
Right,
what I mean?
right, right.
So then like I could see that
That's
as being a
risky.
significant
Yeah.
problem, you know? Because that's really what they're selling is that their champions are invincible. And if their champions fight each other and lose,
Of course.
then it's like, what do you have,
They're not
right?
Yeah, they're not going to do that. So the other thing is, in the Olympics, it's originally from Greece, and they had Olympians, and they were choosing their greatest warriors. They're like reducing it down to their greatest warriors. If you ever seen Jason and the Argonauts, they have like this little shortened, smaller tournament of Olympics to find the greatest warriors to go on the Argo, the boat, to join Jason to go get the golden fleece, right? So he can take back his land and all this stuff, whatever. But like, and it's a story of this mapping of his travels, and so in Greece, they would have these events of running, javelin, all these different things, discus, swimming, wrestling. But they also had one that was called pancration, and it was MMA. It was punching, striking.
Yeah.
It was and then it evolved, and now it's still happening today. Pancrase, and they wear boots, and they do open hands. Striking. They don't palm strikes. They don't do punches, but they do kicks. Boss Rutan,
Yeah.
Frank Mir, some great fighters have been in Pancrase, and so I think they could just reintroduce it as Pancrase, but with MMA rules. They don't have to have the octagon because the octagon is copywritten by the UFC.
Yeah.
And so like I think they just set up a ring, some kind of a ring, and do amateur fighting with shin guards, poofy gloves, headgear, mouthpiece,
Yeah.
cup.
Yeah.
And people like Isaac at his age, he can compete in that.
Yeah.
Then you can see young Dagestanians. You can see all the up-and-comers that can't fight professionally and can't get noticed. But there's some guys that have been doing MMA since they were children at this point. MMA has now become its own martial art and its
Yeah.
own form, And then you would see this type of stuff.
Yeah.
And people like wrestlers and stuff that have this appreciation for the Olympic gold medal. Like, yeah, that's a big deal, man. Henry Cejudo, that's one of his C's. Triple C, one of his championship things is he's an Olympic gold medalist. He's also a UFC champion in 2 weight divisions multiple times. So, like, he's defended it. So, like, you get to see, like, young kids coming up, and they'll be able to get a gold medal in pancration, which is MMA, and that could be on their title. You
Yeah.
know? Not only is he Division I national champion, ADCC, champion, and Olympic pancration gold medalist, and now the new 170 heavyweight or lightweight or featherweight or champion
Right.
UFC. You
know what?
that would be cool, man. That's a great.
Yeah.
That's a great.
You know what? No,
thing.
I think you're right. It's making a lot of sense for sure, and it definitely would take the sport to a next level. I think my head was like, how could pretty much we go even bigger?
With the champions that we have now that are getting paid lots of money.
I mean,
Go into the Olympics and not get paid at all.
I mean, yeah, well, but like even with that, like I think I was watching a video on like how much UFC fighters actually get paid, and it's pretty sad. Like if you're not around the top, it's a sorry situation. You know
Oh,
what
it
I mean?
is.
Oh
It's
yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah. It's pretty
It's a
bad.
slave trade. And
Yeah.
and it is. They're gladiators. It even
Yeah.
says it in their old openings.
Mm-hmm.
They would start with the gladiators and the music, "Ah,"
Right,
and the
right.
choir, and in the yeah, it's a terrible business for the fighter. Yeah,
Yeah.
Boxing is probably like the best way to go.
boxing even better is baseball.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Baseball players, they're playing till like they're 50, 60 years old. I got to watch Charlie Huff pitch for the Florida Marlins in 1992 or 1993. I forgot when their inaugural season was. And dude was an old man, and his signature pitch was the knuckleball. Yeah.
Even sounds old.
Yeah, the knuckleball. You hold it like with your knuckles, like that. I don't know what the deal is there, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
show off his grip strength.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
I think when he pitched, it was like a breaking ball, so it went here and then it dropped.
Oh.
Yeah, it's tricks,
pretty
man.
cool.
Tricks of the trade.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. So let's talk about T.J. Dillashaw versus Corey Sandhagen.
yeah, yeah.
So, full disclaimer, did not watch the fight yet, right? Only saw the results, saw some clips and reviews about it and whatnot. But, I mean, I did know about Sandhagen before the fight, and I've always liked him, was always impressed. A lot of people say they remind him almost like a kind of a Dominic Cruz-esque fighter. If there was ever such a thing, like Corey Sandhagen is around the ballpark. So I think that's pretty cool. And, yeah, Dillashaw's coming back from suspension, EPO, man. Yeah.
TJ came into that fight with like several injuries. He came in with like a messed up shoulder,
Yeah.
like a broken foot, and like
No.
it was like
Yeah. So, yeah, there's that for sure. But for one thing, you guys actually seen the fight. So, give me your take on what do you think happened? Like, how do you think it should have been scored?
I didn't see the fight. I did the same thing you did.
Okay.
All right, TJ fought his heart out.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Sandhagen didn't either. Sandhagen kind of Mayweathered it, turning a lot and giving up his back. And TJ grinding him into the cage. I feel like TJ got the first round. Sandhagen all the way, second round. TJ got a lot of takedowns. I don't know if you want to pull up the stats. Punches landed, takedowns. Cage control was TJ. I feel like significant strikes with Sandhagen. And
Sandhagen, he tweeted that the reason he lost was because he didn't have enough control of the fight. TJ had like 100% control over the whole fight.
yeah,
It was just he had the most damage on TJ.
that's what I mean. Like he had the most significant strikes,
Yeah.
Sandhagen.
Yeah,
TJ was moving forward and getting after it.
yeah.
That's why I'm saying he fought his heart out.
So,
And it reminds me of GSP BJ Penn.
Oh
Yeah.
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 So, according to the stats, Sandhagen actually, it says he landed more significant strikes throughout the whole fight. 45% to Dillashaw's 41. I mean, that's pretty close either way. But pretty interesting. Yeah, it says Sandhagen's in red there. Yeah, he landed more headshots. And
oh yeah. He landed a highlight reel of headshots.
Yeah.
And TJ looked like ground beef.
Man.
He took a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Poor guy, man. Mm-hmm. He's been at it a while, man.
He has. But yeah, so like at the end of the day, like you would score for TJ?
I'm gonna pull for TJ because I'm biased.
Okay. Cool. Sweet.
Yeah.
If there
I'm a
wasn't
fan.
that takedown rule,
Yeah.
like the takedown counts as a knockdown.
Type of thing. It's kind of like it's pointed. It's scored weird because he gets a takedown, but
Yeah.
Sandhagen gets right back up. But he was still on him, controlling him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. So
If it came down to like the whole thing, if they were counting about damage, Sandhagen won. If they're talking about control, TJ won. It's like
if you were to let them
Yeah.
fight to the death with no time limit,
Yeah.
I think TJ would have won.
yeah.
I think TJ would have his tenacity and his ability to keep grinding and get after it would have broke Sandhagen.
Yeah. Yeah, like when you say like continue fighting without a time limit, it just makes me think like of a street fight. And in a street fight,
original
definitely,
UFC.
yeah, the original UFC,
The
yeah.
original UFC.
yeah. Then like
Matches that
I-
go to half an hour.
yeah, yeah, and yeah, pretty interesting for sure. I just feel bad for Sandhagen because man, he was like right on the cusp of a title shot, and yeah,
He'll get a title shot.
he's gonna have to keep
He's-
grinding, man.
Yeah,
That sucks.
His career is not over. His career, he's an MMA fighter. If he's in it just for the title, then that sucks because he's skilled,
yeah,
he's talented, and and he's got great attributes that he's
Yeah.
bringing into the ring, and he's young.
Now-
So I feel like a title is an eventual, inevitable thing in his future.
yeah. Now, one thing I was thinking of is like, remember that Misha Tate fought the lady, I forgot her name, but she's like 44 years old or something. And I remember before that fight, I mentioned I don't want to see this fight, right? Like I'm not really interested in it because like if Misha wins, she's probably fighting Amanda Nunes next. I'm guessing the UFC is just gonna be pretty greedy
Just
with
throw
it.
her?
Just feed her to her, right?
Yeah.
All right, and then I'm like, I don't want to see Misha Tate take that kind of beating. And it's like
Yeah.
if she lost here, it'd be like a mercy loss.
All right,
and it's
so-
like, is TJ Dillashaw like, did he just miss a mercy loss, right, by beating Sandhagen? Because he's probably gonna fight Peter Yan. That's probably
Yeah,
what's
that's
gonna
what
happen.
they're saying.
Yeah, and
Well,
he is,
Garbrandt's trying to get a fight with him.
dude. No Garbrandt. Like, I don't know, man. He might
Dude.
need some more wins.
The thing is that they're going for the trilogy thing. UFC loves the trilogy thing.
Yeah, I think if TJ takes an L anywhere, he's probably gonna fight Garbrandt. That's what I think. But yeah, since he won the fight, then yeah, he's probably gonna fight
Oh yeah,
Yan.
that's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Jan's in his future.
Yeah, and yeah, like I think they might be targeting O'Malley versus Garbrandt. Which, if I was Garbrandt, I'd take that fight. you know,
Definitely.
if I was
Definitely.
Garbrandt, I would
Sean
take it.
He needs a real fight.
yeah. Like Sean needs a real fight, and Cody needs a real win. So like, there we go. It works out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would put some cred back into Cody Garbrandt.
It would, man.
Dude, I tell you what, he's got heavy hands, man, and he
Man.
fights to win.
Yeah, when he's on, he's on.
exactly.
He might be the best fighter in the entire division when he's on, right? So
Maybe.
it's just like everyone wants to see him get back on top.
Yeah.
And yeah, like even in like the first Dillashaw fight, to me they were like completely even until like I'm gonna have to rewatch it, but I feel like there was a certain point where the momentum slightly shift, and that was enough for like TJ to take over and like
Yeah,
get the win. But like it was really dead even to me, at least in the very beginning.
yeah. I guess
Yeah.
Cody knocked him out in sparring
Yeah, something like that.
back at Alpha Male.
It
and
like
then-
the funny thing is, it's like, remember when Cody was like accusing him of like doing drugs and stuff, and everyone laughed at him, and then like after the Cejudo win, it's just like he was right the whole time.
Yeah.
Like crazy old Cody was right.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All
but-
right. Yeah.
yeah, man. No, yeah. I hope they make those fights though. Yeah. So,
Definitely.
yeah.
Misha Tate.
Oh, not that fight.
She's okay. I'm just saying, Misha Tate versus Amanda Nunes. Okay, so Amanda Nunes has COVID right now,
Uh-huh.
so her fight got canceled.
Yeah. Juliana Pena.
So they're probably gonna wait to get that fight again.
Yeah.
I think Misha Tate,
Oh,
after
Holly-
she recovers, should get another fight.
She should fight Holly Holm, right? Because they're both about the same. To me, they're about the same area in their career, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much. Like
Holly
Holm,
Holm's dangerous.
she is very dangerous, and yeah, Holm took an L to her a while back, and it'd be
Yeah.
cool to run it back, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And interesting to see what happens because Holm has been active the whole time, right? Misha Tate hasn't, and I'm
Yeah.
interested to see how that would affect things this time around, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a good fight. Mm-hmm. I'd watch it.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
I like it.
Action
It's,
packed. It'd be a good fight.
yeah, no, I like it.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty good. Yeah, I think I'm just objecting to like older fighters fighting like either like the absolute best or young hungry fighters, and it's like I don't need to see my favorite fighter get destroyed.
I don't see anybody beating Amanda Nunes
I don't see that either.
yeah, that's pretty much it.
ever.
I mean,
Ever. Even on her
like,
worst day,
there's only two
I don't
fights.
see anybody beating her.
There's only two fights to make with her, right? And one of them the UFC can't make. That's the Cyborg rematch. Like it's pretty much
done.
gone,
Yeah.
right? and the second one is Valentina Shevchenko, right?
Right.
And I'm not sure why they're waiting on it, but that's literally the only competitive fight she has.
Yeah.
Right.
Man,
That's
that'll
it.
be a good one.
The reason she does so good is because she has so much fun when she's fighting.
She does, man.
Like like the whole time from start to finish, she's smiling.
She's
Then-
smiling
Yeah.
the whole
It's
time.
like-
That's
He's
the way
like-
to do it.
Yeah,
She is like, it's like Christmas morning,
You
man.
remember when she beat Megan Anderson? Then she like was showing her baby, like, "Look, this is my baby." After she just finished like beating the tar out of this lady, like record time. Like, thought that was really funny.
Yeah, Amanda Nunez is something else, man.
definitely.
Very gifted. She's an animal. She is a lion. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, it's cool to see like the names when they're accurate.
Yeah.
Because it fits. It works.
Oh, definitely.
yeah.
Definitely. Speaking of lion, there
Is
was
Lion her fight name?
Lioness.
Lioness. Or-
there was ADCC, the road to ADCC,
Oh yeah.
and there was.
Oh, did we talk about the aftermath of it?
No.
No, we didn't.
Oh wow.
So on that card, great card.
Mm-hmm.
Every match was the finals.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, dude, it was phenomenal, and the main event was like the shortest one. Yeah, it was like
Oh, yeah.
it was like a 2-minute match.
It was record breaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a foot
Yeah.
trip, and then like
Yeah.
a clover
Yeah,
leaf hit,
a
leg
coworker.
lock.
Yeah, a coworker of mine told me of like her brother and his friends. They flew all the way to Vegas to see Conor McGregor fight Donald Cerrone. Lasted 30-something seconds, and they went home. And that's what it made me think of. It's
Yeah.
just like, I can't wait for this fight. They blink and sneeze, and it's done.
Yeah.
That's
Pull that one up. Road to ADCC, and
Cowboy Cerrone's, his chin is like disappearing. It's like,
dude, he's got more fights than anybody, man. He's like Julio Cesar Chavez right now, man. He's just like,
Yeah, man, he really does. Like, honestly, I'd love to see him just fight like the guys his age. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing Nick Diaz, Nate Diaz.
I want to see a Wagner Rocha, Donald Cerrone rematch.
Oh, grappling?
Dude, they fought in the UFC.
What? Really?
Yeah,
Oh, what happened?
Donald Cerrone won.
Oh,
just leg kicks. He's a kickboxer.
yeah.
yeah. Well,
Yeah, he's got that
yeah.
huge wheel kick.
so yeah, it looks like Lucas Barboza win over Roberto Jimenez.
Yeah,
Yeah, was that the main event?
yeah. It was like Hulk versus King Kong.
Yeah.
Wait, no.
that's
That wasn't
not-
the main
that
event.
was
No,
the
that was the other one. That was the one we watched where
It was against Liam.
Mateus Diniz put Lucas Barboza to sleep.
Okay.
The next one is Mateus Diniz.
This is the card, though. This is the
Let me
card.
see.
This is. I think you read it wrong.
Okay.
yeah, and then, like,
Yeah, it's Kanan Duarte versus Mateus Diniz. That was the main card.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's-
Oh, okay.
It's the
Oh yeah.
It's
Sorry.
what?
Sorry.
these.
Oh,
This
these
is
guys.
Lucas
Lucas
Barboza.
versus William Tackett.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was-
gotcha.
That was a flip flop. Okay, so it's funny because Gordon Ryan says Lucas Barboza knows how to win,
Mm-hmm.
but he's not very good at submitting people. But he does know how to win on points.
Yeah.
He's really and look,
Especially with
I
that,
sympathize with that guy. But yeah,
34 to
Tack-
0.
Tackett got destroyed. Yeah, but also I think Tackett went against Ty Rotolo
Yeah, he did.
and he got destroyed also.
yeah.
But
he
Tackett's
got
young.
submitted, right?
How old is he? Yeah, he's like 19.
Yeah, he's like 20 now. I think he's 20.
He's 20. Dude, he's getting a lot of mat time with really good jiu-jitsu guys.
Nice.
And he keeps throwing himself out there. He's just going to get
Dude,
better and better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like
Hats off to William Tackett.
That
He
is
knows-
awesome.
He knows the trick, and it's
Yeah.
just keep getting more mat time.
that's also really awesome that he's not like afraid of like ruining his record. He's just like, let's just do this thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's just trying to get better, man.
Yeah.
Just trying to get better.
No, I think that's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome, man.
Yeah.
And that's the key thing. That was Gordon Ryan did that when he first started out. He wasn't Gordon Ryan. He was just a dude doing the Nagas and all the different tournaments and trying to get as many matches as possible and getting used to competing. And
Yeah.
eventually the rubber met the road with his tenacity to train and study. He's obsessive compulsive over studying. And he's a nerd at jiu-jitsu, and he really absorbs it, and he knows
Nice.
the game, and he really brought his game through the roof. And he like, I think he took away a lot of myths of jiu-jitsu that a lot of people were like
Ooh.
holding on to, like of certain people being just like really good. And you know, like the whole Andre Galvao thing.
Yeah.
Look, I'm an Andre Galvao fan, right? He's a Christian. He's a family man. He owns his own gym. He's a multiple world champion, multiple ADCC champion, right? He's no joke. But he's also a very athletic beast. And he couldn't finish one of the Gracie brothers. Was it Henner Gracie or one of them? Yeah, and he couldn't finish him. And that guy weighed like 60 pounds less than Andre Galvao. And it was a 20-minute match.
Jeez.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And then Gordon Ryan goes out and he submits everybody. And there at the end, he started writing down what he was going to submit the person with and close it, put it in an envelope and put it on the commentator's desk. And he says, and it says, don't open it till the end of the match.
Against
He did that against Wagner.
So-
Wagner.
But he's been doing that. I think he started doing that more and more. And it was just like, holy cow, this guy is...
So
He's very confident in his skill level.
who beats Gordon Ryan then? Like out who do you think?
Beats Gordon Ryan? Gordon Ryan beats Gordon Ryan. His
Yeah.
sickness, his body is like tore up from the floor up, man.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I
He
think
retired and now he's trying to go into MMA.
you were thinking Hodger Gracie could beat him.
Oh yeah. Definitely Hodger Gracie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hodger Gracie hands down. Nobody can beat Hodger, man.
Why is that?
Because he's the best. And Gordon Ryan does not talk trash about Hodger
Yeah,
at all.
he doesn't even
Wow.
mention him. He's
Doesn't
the-
even mention him at all. Dude,
Wow.
it's hands down. If you know, you know. And
Yeah.
Hodger Gracie is the best.
Wow.
He's the best. He's the best person on earth. He's just no, he's amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's really good at jiu-jitsu. He was a Strikeforce champion, I'm pretty sure.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he went into MMA.
Nice. Well,
Yeah. And now Gordon Ryan's going to MMA. He's got a contract with one championship.
yeah. No, that's pretty exciting.
I think it's MMA, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Sure because they do multiple things.
They do.
Yeah. So on this card, we have the opening match. What was the first match?
It was Caden Rutillo.
Cade and Roberto Jimenez. Great match. Action packed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roberto Jimenez submitted him with this amazing back take. These guys, that was an action packed match.
Yeah.
And his back take was sick. It was super sweet to watch.
Yeah.
I was so impressed. Yeah. And then and then next match,
Mikey.
Mikey Musumeci
Oh,
and Gio Martinez.
I mean, yeah, dude. What are your thoughts?
I have so many thoughts. So many thoughts. Okay, so Mikey Musumeci used to train under Shark
Uh-huh.
at ATT, and he was just a beast when he was a boy, right? And I was coaching kids classes, and we knew he was a monster.
Were we competing against him?
Junior was Junior's kids class was competing against him.
Oh, damn.
And Junior would always say, Shark has the best jiu-jitsu kids. And so we would be like, we have to train to beat Shark's kids. And we're all an American top team, but we were just like, you know, when it came to tournaments,
Yeah.
we're bringing our group and he's bringing his group and we'd have, it's crazy. So Mikey Musumeci, amazing jiu-jitsu fighter, amazing in the gi. He's just a genius.
Yeah.
A boy wonder, right?
Yeah.
And then Gio Martinez, super slick jiu-jitsu fighter, also a champion under Eddie Bravo everything tournament, right? And he's like the number one at 145, and super talented, right? Super
Yeah.
skilled, very aggressive. He goes to win, right? Two different mindsets. Mikey Musumeci is there to do jiu-jitsu as a martial artist
And make friends.
and And he approaches it with like this kind of positive attitude, right? That he has so much mat time. He has an insane amount of mat time. He doesn't have to get emotionally angry and aggressive
To get himself.
to get psyched up. He just goes out. He does jujitsu. It's so he's already in the zone. And Gio Martinez hypes himself up to get in the zone. He does some trash talking, and he was doing. Honestly, when you look back at the trash talk, it really wasn't that bad, right? It was nothing compared to Gio Martinez, to not Gio Martinez, Gordon Ryan's trash talk. Gordon Ryan is like, he's really trying to make people angry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his game, is to get them off of their game. And I think Gio might have been trying to do that.
It's just Mikey.
Mikey's a nice person. He's a
Yeah,
good person. And the word is that he has Asperger's, and he's not an evil person. He's not mean. He doesn't talk trash about nobody. He's very honor, respect. He's the martial artist, right? And he's not cocky or at all. He's humble and he's honest.
Yeah.
And Gio Martinez, not to say that Gio Martinez is not honest, but he tried to get in his head and he started like disrespecting him. And so they go out there and Mikey tries to shake his hand. Gio's like, I'm not shaking your hand. And then they go out, they do the match. And Gio Martinez, Mikey says that Gio's talking trash the whole time they're going. Now the trash talking, nobody discloses what the trash talking is.
Yeah.
But everybody's shared their opinion what it was. But from my perspective, I feel like Gio Martinez was just kind of saying, you got nothing. You got nothing. Kind of like street ball trash talking, right? I don't think he was out there like making fun of his mother or like, or trying to, defame his character or anything like that.
Right.
I think he was saying like, you got nothing, right? This is your jiu-jitsu doesn't work, blah, blah, blah. And I think he was trying to do that, okay? And I could see that. It's almost camaraderie, almost. Like, I'll do that, like, rolling with some of my teammates, like, what was that? Like playing around.
Yeah.
Right? And then at the end of the match, it gets really dramatic. Mikey Musumeci he can do takedowns. He used to have a really slick double leg. I don't know why he doesn't do it no more. And he would have this blast double, boom, and he was just on top grinding. Good old school Carlson Gracie, American Top Team Jiu-Jitsu, right? Now he plays like really good guard, like the impassable guard.
Because that's all he does in gi.
Yeah, it's the impossible, passable, impassable guard.
Nice.
Right? And so he in ADC rules, if they pull guard, they get a penalty.
Yeah.
And so he's not going to pull guard. And that penalty point would go to, I think it goes to Gio, right? Or I don't even know. So they lose a point. So they'll be like -1 or something, right? And then Mikey goes out there and he kind of ties up with him, and then Gio Martinez does this kind of like collar tie, like step through trip, hip toss type of thing, right? And right when he does that, Mikey Musumeci, he just gave Mikey Musumeci what he wanted.
Yeah,
and Mikey spins right into that armbar.
Because the rule says you can't pull guard. And he basically, I feel like Mikey gave him that throw just to get to his guy. So,
Okay. Did Gio get the points?
No.
No. Why? Because the first 10 minutes, there's no points.
Oh.
But there is penalties.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
So the plan
Smart.
is, I can't pull guard. He has to take me down. He's not going to get points if he takes me down. This is how I pull guard.
He's smart.
I let him take me down.
Yeah.
If there's points, Mikey's going for the takedown. I guarantee it. So if I'm Gio Martinez, the next time they meet, and they're going to meet in the WNO at the 155 bracket in September, and the rules are going to be different. Mikey is going to have to defend or get a takedown. I think we might see a different match.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
And I think,
Because he said he's been working on his wrestling.
yeah. And here's the thing. When he's working on something,
He's working on
he's working on something. It is insane. He's like he first, what was it, 5-6 months, 12 hours a day,
Yeah.
no days off.
Wow.
12 hours a day, no days off, goes through the one was it 135 and 145 number one, and he gets those spots in 5 months.
I spent a
Like just an assassin.
week of training 7 hours a day,
Yeah.
and it didn't seem that bad, but like it was a ton. So it had to been like from Mikey Musumeci waking up to him going to sleep. It was training that entire time he was awake.
Oh, definitely.
It's like
Definitely.
it's crazy.
Oh man, so crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's either doing 3 4-hour sessions or 4
Yeah.
3-hour sessions.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. You have to
Yeah.
break it up. It can't be straight through.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he gets these wicked arm bar on Gio. Gio can't get out of it. He's like scrambling, rolling, flipping all over the place. Anybody else would have tapped right from the get-go. Gio rips his arm out of there. Mikey, I think he says he's been working on the braking mechanics for his submission since that match. Gio gets out of it. Mikey's so sticky. And if you remember in the last podcast, I mentioned
Yeah.
Gio's slippery, Mikey's sticky. And that was the whole match. Gio slipping out of Mikey's attacks. He slips out of one, Mikey's on another one. Gio slips out of that, he's on another one. It's nonstop.
Then he gets on his back and basically rides him for like another minute or so. Not even a minute. I
Dude,
mean, like
for 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Yeah.
5 minutes he rides Gio attacking his neck. Props to Gio for not getting submitted. Props to Mikey for riding out the number one 145 pounder.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Heck of a match. Mikey Musumeci 6-0 wins the match.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Another one match that stood out to me was Anna Carolina Vieira or Vieja. She wins against Lizzie Clay 2-0, which is crazy because she ended in an arm triangle. She was smashing and testing Lizzie. Lizzie's guard has never been like toyed with that powerful in a long time. She got tested. This chick worked Lizzie more than Gabby Garcia did.
Definitely.
Yeah. Lizzie did lock onto a knee bar that I felt she was going to finish, but I think they were too sweaty at the time or something.
Uh-huh.
And that chick was powerful, and she got out of it, and Lizzie replaced guard, and it was just like that was the pretty much the name of the game, and yeah. And
All right.
Yeah, she passed her guard and she beat her, and she ended the match with the arm triangle. She didn't submit her. Yeah.
We trained for Lizzie for a little bit.
We trained with her.
Yeah. Is that right?
I never got to train with her.
Well,
I mean,
I rode a little bit with her.
Oh,
when
did
when
you?
I was like 12 years old.
That's
yeah.
so awesome. Yeah, yeah,
When she had short hair.
yeah. I never really got to train with her, man. She came. Did she come down? Yeah, she came down with Legacy, and when we were at the mall, and she came
Oh,
down.
yeah, that's right, yeah.
She came down, and nobody rolled with me that day.
That was crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy. Were you there, Eli?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I only rolled with Kelly once, and then that was it.
Yeah, nobody rolled
Yeah.
with me that day. That was weird. Isaac balled up some poor kid.
They put me with a little,
was a little- he
chubby orange belt.
Yeah, he was like your age too.
He was my age.
Yeah, it's just a different breed. Different breed. Isaac's been doing it since he was a child, and he's also been competing since he was a child. So there's a different muscle structure, tendon structure, and mindset at doing jiu-jitsu when you're a competitor. Yeah. Yeah, there's like the regular active jiu-jitsu guys, and then there's the competitors. You know what I mean? It's like a guy that goes and does cardio kickboxing classes. That's the guy that ends up owning the UFC. And then the guy that's a competitor and fighter, that's the guy that, hopefully makes it to the championship and gets a paycheck from the cardio kickboxing coach.
I mean, so like, yeah, that obviously happened. That's the UFC he's just describing to you guys. But yeah, there's a lot of cardio kickboxing coaches who fall flat on their face and just, fade off in obscurity, back into their cardio kickboxing ways, you know?
Dude, I'm a great cardio
Okay.
coach. The only reason I stopped was because I had to get a job. Cardio kickboxing is a fun class, man. It's like Zumba and punching.
I'm surprised like people kept going to those classes. People were dying. Those
Dying?
like
Yeah.
people were like throwing up in the middle of classes.
Yeah. No, well, the class was originally designed as a cardio conditioning class for MMA.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not
Wow.
like it's not.
Then you got like soccer moms like, oh, this looks fun.
Yeah.
Right? This is like
Yeah.
coming in.
That's basically what was happening.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm because it was supposed to groom also soccer moms, or not soccer moms, but like anybody that has never done MMA, groom them to try the striking class.
Oh.
So I was like getting them
Prepared for
getting
that.
them prepared to know the footwork, how to throw punches, and they're conditioning up to do a striking class. I was
That's
like,
funny.
and then I would say, and me and NATO would do it. That was our plan.
Yeah.
So me and NATO would be like, "Hey, you're doing really good. Why don't you try the striking class? And it'll get your head movement, your strikes more crisp. You'll be able to have hand-eye coordination.
Interesting.
And then the next step was, now they're in the competition class. So there's the striking class, and then it's like, hey, you thinking about fighting, right? It's like we're totally like dealing drugs,
yeah.
and the drug is MMA.
Yeah.
And we want to put them in the cage and fight them, not fight them personally, but fight them in, put them to fight.
Right.
Yeah, that was the system that me and NATO developed, and it worked.
Nice.
Nice.
That's funny. Just like upselling them at every point, pretty much.
Oh yeah,
Wasn't Mike running the cardio kickboxing classes?
Mike did cardio kickboxing classes also. His was the worst class. It was like
He was always on his phone.
he was always on his phone. He's just like, people are stuck in a plank for like 10 minutes because he forgot what he was doing. Yeah, he's just like, on your back, crunches, up,
Right.
1, 2, 1, 2, punching the bag. Okay.
So, yeah, I'm thinking it's about time to wrap this thing up, unless there's anything you guys want to talk about.
No, I think we're good.
All right. So, hey, let's hit that random question generator. And, what's your best story of you or someone else trying to be sneaky and failing miserably?
Oh man, I got a lot of those.
Like,
Are you kidding me?
oh,
Give me the
I've-
best
I've-
one.
I've got one. So, I was taking a shower one time, and and my sister was trying to be sneaky and prank me, like dump cold water on me in the middle of my shower, and she got this little mason cup, and filled it up with water, and walked into me on my shower. I was like, somebody in here? And she opens the curtain. And
So you were in the
hits me.
shower,
Yeah,
and she hits you with
and
like
she
a cup
hits
of
me-
water.
She hits me in the eye with the mason cup. And I'm like, ah! And she runs out. She's like, I'm sorry. And so, it was supposed to be a prank, and she was like, it was horrible.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, but it's funny.
Yeah.
The EGB and our Sisters Are Mean podcast.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Whenever
Roddy
we start
doesn't
that up
work.
again. Yeah.
Friday doesn't work on them. We got a lot of those.
I got so many untold stories, but sorry, keep going.
What is yours?
Oh, of this one right here?
Yeah.
So I could only think of one that's not even that bad, right? I know there's worse ones than this, but what comes to mind is like, so in our old house in a Sebring, right? My room was the closest to the kitchen, and it was my mom's, and then my two sisters were in the very back. So yeah, one of my sisters would wake up in like 2 a.m. and start cooking bacon, right? And she would just like, she had the munchies, and she would just start
Yeah.
cooking bacon. And then I would hear a sizzling, and I'd smell like a sweet aroma, and I'd wake up like a zombie and be like, let me get some bacon. And she's like, no, it's my bacon. I'm like, let me get some bacon. Right? So she would like bribe me like under the table with some bacon.
Yeah.
Right? And then I would go to bed, and then Yeah, our mom eventually woke up and caught us. So it's like she was being
You guys
sneaky.
eating bacon again?
Yeah, she's like, that's where all the bacon's going. Yeah,
That's
so,
so
she's
weird.
like being sneaky to my mom, I guess. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, I know there's worse stories than that. This is just the best I could think of.
Okay. All right. Hands down, I'm gonna look at the camera.
Okay.
I was not always a coach, jiu-jitsu coach, a youth pastor.
I wasn't always a man of honor.
Yeah, no, I wasn't, and I wasn't. Yeah. So I'm just gonna throw that out there. So now I'm gonna be very, very open, and I'm gonna tell you a story that pretty much is not my character today, but I was trying to be sneaky, and I got caught. Okay, because there's lots of them. So many of them. That's
All
how
right, tell us.
That's how I knew I was called of God. Because every time I tried to do something wrong, every single time I got caught.
Oh man.
Every
I could
single
relate.
time. It was ridiculous. All right. So I'm going to tell just one of the many times that I got caught.
Let's hear it.
All right. Me and my buddy Beam. That's right. His name was Beam. His name wasn't Beam. That was his tag. BEEM. And he was a graffiti artist. He was in a gang. And the gang was called No, was it Ave? No, it was TNS was the name of the gang.
TNS.
Yeah. Take no poop. Okay?
Okay.
Yes. And so that was the name of the street gang he was in. And it was summer school. And we were skipping class.
How old were you guys?
15.
Okay.
He might have been 17. Because he was a lot older than me. He had facial hair. All right? Like a lot of it. And so him and I were skipping class. And we were at McDonald's. And I was like, bro, we need some money. Because we wanted to eat food and do things that were illegal, right? And he's like, let's just jack somebody and take their money. And I'm like,
I think I know the story.
I'm like,
Keep going.
I don't want to do that, right? Because inside, I'm actually a good person. But on the outside, I live in this area where I cannot be a good person if I want to remain alive, okay? And I'm like, yeah, but who are we going to jump around here? Who are we going to... He goes, we'll go over. There was a store like Joann's Fabric where they sold stuff. It might have even been Joann's Fabric. They sold like, he goes, we'll go over to that store right there. Women come in and out of there all day, and they have purses full of money. And I'm like, I go, I'm not robbing a lady. He goes, no, we're going to rob a lady. He goes, he's totally taking control of the situation, 100% peer pressuring me. I can't back out, right? And I'm like, what am I going to do? He goes, you're going to do it.
Oh my
And I'm like, he goes, I'm going to wait around the corner. He goes, you're going to do it because you're the fastest, right? And I was very fast.
Smart.
He was smart in that aspect. Okay, so in choosing the faster of the two, he was smarter than I. And so he says, I'm going to wait around the corner, and then when the woman comes out, when the lady comes out, you're going to run by and grab the purse. When you get to the corner, throw the purse to me. You split that way, and I'll go the other way. And then we'll meet back at school, right? And I said, okay. And I was like, I can do that, right? I can do this. I can do this. All right. At that time, I was a skater. Skaters weren't very popular in 1993 or whatever that was, and 92, 93. And I had extremely baggy pants. And so I decided I would take my pants off so I could run faster.
Good strategy.
Okay, and I tied my shoes really tight. Okay, and my shoes were too big for my feet also because I couldn't afford shoes, so I had to get like hand-me-downs or just get shoes wherever I could. And these shoes that I acquired, they were Etnies. And we as skaters we used to make our own shoes, so we would cut up other shoes and glue pieces on the top of them to make them into skateboarding shoes. Because
Wow.
there really wasn't skateboarding shoes outside of Airwalks, right? And the Airwalks were way too expensive. And so I was like, I'm gonna tie my shoes really tight, and I gave him my pants, right? And and I was like, you got to hold my pants. And then and I had boxer shorts on, like underwear. and I took off my shirt also.
What? This is going south very quickly.
Because I had a tank top.
Okay.
I had a tank top on underneath. My shirt was huge. I was like, I got to be fast. He was like, all right. And he was like,
He was okay with it? He was like, yeah, sure.
yeah. He was like, man, he's going to be really fast. He was like believing in it.
He believed it.
Yeah. And I was believing in it too, right? Because one thing about me is I'm really not that smart. So I'm like, I'm going to be so fast, right? And so the first lady that walks out is this really cute young woman, right? She's like 19, 20 years old. I'm like, I can't do it. She's too pretty, right? And then the next woman that walks out is an old lady. And I'm like, I can't do it, man. It's like reminds me of my grandma. I can't. I would never do that to my grandma or a hot chick. And this big, fat woman walks out. She's like 6 foot tall. Might have been a man. Not a pretty woman. I'm just saying, she walks out. And
That's the one.
I'm like, she deserves to be robbed. Just like Satan overcame me. I was like, she deserves to be robbed. The devil was like, that's the one. Right? This woman's probably been abused her whole life. Right? Or this dude, whatever. And I'm like, and I get like into formation. I'm like, right when she goes, and I take off running full speed, man. And I go to grab the purse off of her shoulder. It's like up high. And I go to grab it. And I'm pulling. And she like grabs my hand, my wrist on the way out.
Oh, my God.
Like grabs my wrist. And she says, I got you, mother. Like that really loud. And I see her fist cocked back.
Oh, God.
Yeah, to punch me in the face. I came up to this woman's breast, like right here. And at that time, I was a wrestler also, and I wrestled, I think it was like 112.
Oh, God.
I was 112 pounds. All right? And I was like, I'm toast. I like broke the grip, like rushing her, and broke away. And I took off running past my friend. And I like just kept running. But as I'm running, he falls on the floor laughing. I keep running all the way to the school.
Yeah.
Here's the weird part. By the time I get to the school, everybody at the school knows about it.
What?
That was quick.
Wait,
I don't
how?
even know how.
Oh.
I think there was people in the parking lot.
Wow.
It was
word
daytime.
Just traveled.
There was a
Man.
McDonald's right there. It was lunchtime.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and
Well-
everybody goes, we saw you running in your underwear from that black lady, big black lady. And I was like, yeah,
Well-
I'm an idiot.
Yeah. All right. That was good stuff. I just thought of the best sneaky one.
That was the first and last time I ever tried to mug somebody.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's pretty awesome for sure. Let's just wrap it up. I'll save my
Yeah.
story for another time.
All right.
Cool.
I thought you already told
Cool.
one with the bacon.
But it wasn't that good. It was okay. It was like a C tier story, right? I got an A tier story now.
You do your A.
A tier. Yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty good.
We have to hear it.
Okay, all right.
'Cause
I feel like this
honestly, I
thing's
didn't
gonna die on
I didn't
us
even
again.
get the C tier story.
What?
With the bacon and the sneakiness, it wasn't like, tell me the A one.
Okay.
This is the A team.
So this is So me and my siblings, we grew up in a really crappy trailer park in Pompano Beach. Or if someone's listening here from that trailer park in Pompano Beach, they could agree with me. Right?
It was crappy.
It was every bad stereotype of a trailer park was true, and it existed right there.
Wow.
All of them.
I've been in one like that.
Yeah, it was awful. But as a kid, you just managed to have fun and make your own fun wherever you're at, right?
Definitely rocks and sticks.
Yeah. So then we had rocks, we had sticks, and we had ducks. Right?
Oh, the ugly ducks, the Florida ducks.
Yeah,
Yes.
those hideous little.
Been there.
Well, we thought they were cute, but now I know the truth, right? But anyway.